Hi, my name is Ben. Welcome to Ballet Tech Talks. Today I'm interviewing Asia Yu and Megan Ang, former Ballet Tech students and currently teaching Feld Rep. What was your experience like as a student at Ballet Tech?
Well, I feel like both of our experiences were really unique. Both of us, we went all the way from the intro program to their high school. I remember when I was in the intro program, originally, to be honest, I didn't want to dance. But my mom basically forced me to come, but I feel like it was the best decision on her part that she ever made because I was able to meet such wonderful people such as Asia herself. We're still really close friends, and I think what's so special about Ballet Tech is how tight-knit the community is, and everyone here feels like family, and we've all grown up and had such a unique experience. And yeah. You have anything to add, Asia?
Yeah, I would say specifically from middle school into high school, it's like you're seeing each other grow in different ways. And just knowing that we're a very small group of people who can say we've been through ballet almost every day of our life feels like very special.
So is there any memories that you made at Ballet Tech that you really cherish?
I would say when I first performed on point, because in the studio, there's no one watching you, so if you're on point and you're just anxious about slipping or anything, it's different because you're with yourself. But on stage, it's different. It's like a whole new world. And yeah, there's still anxiety, but it just makes it even more fun.
I feel like one memory that really stands out to me was being able to observe all the teachers and all the other dancers in the school. I remember there was this one day where Miss Humsworth, she was actually rehearsing by herself the piece The Jig Is Up because she was about to teach it to Juilliard students. She was practicing the solo, and I remember I was on the side watching her, and I'm like, I want to do that solo so bad. And I actually came into like the edge of the studio and I started practicing along with her. I was probably like 15 or 16 at the time, and this, mind you, this is me performed by Juilliard students. And she kind of like shrugged it off. She thought it was just like me being cute. And then when the performances came around for Juilliard students, I was just so mesmerized by all of them that I was just so obsessed and like so spearheaded towards knowing like I'm gonna do this solo, like you're gonna teach me this solo no matter what. And I think it was that summer after Joy's performances and after that Juilliard showcase, she invited me to rehearsals for that specific solo for the Joyce. Yeah, and I feel like that was such a big memory for me because, you know, it's such a hard solo, and the fact that both Miss Humsworth and Mr. Feld trusted me in dancing this really hard piece, it was a big moment for me, and I got to perform it that school year, and I was 16, and I was really proud of myself.
So how was your experience performing on stage?
I feel like it was a really unique experience. I feel like given our situation and every other student situation at Ballet Tech, you're being pulled from different communities throughout New York City in different boroughs, and coming into Manhattan just to learn ballet, dance, and perform. So it's something that not a lot of people could relate to. I personally loved performing, getting to showcase to everyone what I worked on for so long, for the entire school year, it was really fulfilling.
Yeah, I think the experience itself is very unique, but even after, it's extremely nostalgic. Like, I feel like every time I go to the Joyce Theater, I'm reminded of so much when I smell hairspray or when I'm on the stage and I feel the lights on me. It's just very heartwarming and just a good feeling overall.
So what was your experience like having Yankee Doodle choreographed on you by Mr. Feld?
It was a really unique experience. It was a really special experience for us. It wasn't the first time he choreographed on us, but it was one of the more intimate pieces. It was only 13 kids in one cast. And so we each got to work more intimately with him in his, special studio. For me, at least, it was my first solo, so it was a really big moment for me. I got to work with him one-on-one, and yeah, it was just a really great experience.
Yeah, especially since this dance is one of few that he choreographed that just does not leave the stage for the entire 21 minutes. So the focus during the process was mostly on being flexible to be choreographed on and to have enough stamina to go the entire time.
Yeah, and I feel like with this piece specifically, it was super fun in the sense that Mr. Feld really tailored a lot of it to each specific dancer. There's a part in the piece where each dancer has their own mini solo, and he really wanted to highlight each dancer's strength. And so it was a really cool experience to see the way that he got to work with us as well.
So how do you think this affects you teaching Yankee Doodle to the kids today?
You want to answer that, Isha?
Yeah. Well, like I said, like having those two things, being flexible and having enough stamina, also applies to how I feel the way I teach. So I have to have enough flexibility for the kids, and my expectations have to be within certain bounds in order to make it realistic, because I know they're not me and I'm not them. And same for stamina, just the mental stamina to make sure that I'm supporting myself through this process, because this is still a teaching moment for me as well for the kids.
Yeah, this is both of our first times ever teaching ever, which is such a wonderful opportunity for me. It's almost like a full circle moment for me to have Yankee be my first solo ever and then coming back and getting to teach it. It's just really special for me, and getting to see these kids do it, it's really emotional for me. Yeah.
How has your experience teaching changed your perspective as a dancer?
I think that for me, it really just reminded me that a career in dance isn't the same for everyone. Most people have an entire career with a company before they start teaching. But for me, I just graduated high school. I'm in my fourth year in college, and I'm already teaching, And then I'm not going to mention the potential of like a company, but maybe other things related to that. But it's not very straight or consistent for every person. It's very different.
I think for me, just the experience in general of getting to teach, it's a really different challenge than dancing. For me, like for Yankee specifically, a lot of the steps just come naturally to me, but getting to teach it to you guys, I learn something different every day when I'm working with you all. I have to figure out how to communicate the steps in a way that makes it easier and understandable for you guys. So it's really interesting how teaching is just different from dancing. Having to explain the steps instead of feeling it in your body, it's kind of interesting.
So how has Ballet Tech changed since you were a student?
Well, I feel like the whole foundation of Ballet Tech is to give everyone a chance to learn ballet. That was the whole point of Ballet Tech. And having the intro and beginner program, picking students all throughout the city and giving them the opportunity to experience ballet. And I just feel like with Dion, or Miss Figgins, as the new artistic director, she's just really emphasizing that. She wants to give each and every dancer an opportunity. And I feel like with Miss Figgins as the artistic director, she's really paving the way on what the dance world could look like in the future, with inclusivity when it comes to gender, sexuality, size, like your body size. And so I really value what Miss Figgins is doing here.
What she said.
How has Ballet Tech shaped your values and perspectives?
I feel like it pretty much made me who I am. Throughout all of the years, ever since 4th grade, I was just surrounded by the same people, and we all shared the same values. And having ballet as a part of our life, we grew up with that, I don't want to say like obedient nature, but it taught us respect and how to be good people, not even in the studio, but also in life. And I feel like it's such a really good trait to have outside of dance. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Asia?
Yeah, like I think Ballet Tech is such a big part of my identity that if I were to just go from the very beginning in terms of my beliefs and values, it definitely starts with respect and commitment. Especially having Megan in my life, like since the very beginning, I've just learned to just value her like family and to value ballet and dance like with a lot of respect. And I do the same for my peers and others around me. And I just go back to Ballet Tech in any conversation. So it's just a really big part of my identity.
Once again, my name is Ben, this is Asia, and this is Megan, and thank you for watching Ballet Tech Talk. Adios, amigos.
Don't look this way. Look that way. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching Ballet Tech Talk. Catch you next time.
Dun, 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 dun.